Welcome to today's edition of What is True? A YouTube channel hosting debates about some of life's biggest mysteries and most important questions. The emphasis of these debates is on being completely fair to both sides, and on being very brief. I am your host, Russell Blake. Today's debate topic is ball lightning. Is it real? The term ball lightning refers to reports of bright spheres, electrically charged, that float in the air. Reports of ball lightning have been around for centuries. In 1638 in England, an 8-foot ball of lightning supposedly entered a church during a severe thunderstorm. It smashed everything it touched, and killed 4 people. Some survivors, by the way, blamed it all on 2 men who were thought to be playing a game of cards during the sermon. About 350 years later, a witness to ball lightning was none other than the future Tsar Nicholas of Russia. He reported that one night, during a thunderstorm, he was at a church with his grandfather when a ball of lightning whirled around the floor, past the chandelier and flew out through the door into the park. So, is ball lightning really a thing? Or is it just a myth? And if it is real, what exactly is it? A natural phenomenon? Or is there something supernatural going on? With us to discuss ball lightning today are Fred Brown, who is a believer in ball lightning, and Janet Jones, who says that she approaches things from a scientific perspective. Fred, let's start with you. Ball lightning sounds like a classic tall tale. Is it really a thing?
Yes, it absolutely is a thing. Like you say, there have been reports of ball lightning for centuries, or even longer. I agree that it seems to defy the laws of physics, but...
May I say something?
Don't worry, your turn is coming. As I was saying, mainstream science claims that it is all a bunch of crap, that there can be no such thing as ball lightning, but...
Seriously, I don't mean to be rude, but I really do think I need to jump in.
No, you don't. This is yet another sign of the arrogance of mainstream science, which seeks to cut off discussion while dismissing the evidence.
But I agree with you that it's real. I don't think it's a myth.
Wait a second. Seriously. You agree that it's real. But, mainstream science.
What mainstream science believes is that ball lightning is a real phenomenon.
I can't believe my ears. Since when?
Well, essentially since 1963, but then definitively in 2014.
Janet, if I may ask, what happened in 1963? And, what happened in 2014?
Well, in 1963, a group of scientists were flying from New York to Washington, D.C. A lightning bolt struck near the plane, or hit the plane. We're not sure, and a couple minutes later, the amazed scientists watched as a glowing sphere, about 8 inches in diameter, came floating from the front of the plane. It floated a few feet off the floor, down the aisle through the back of the aircraft. After that, as you might guess, opinions about ball lightning began to change.
Typical. A million other credible witnesses see something, and scientists don't believe it. However, when 3 of their own see it, all of a sudden they are convinced.
And in 2014? What happened in 2014?
In 2014, they caught it.
They caught it? What do you mean they caught it?
They captured it on scientific instruments. What happened was, some scientists were studying lightning on a Tibetan plateau. There was a lightning strike. And, right after that, a 16-foot ball of lightning rose from the ground to 50 feet in the air, before disappearing. It was only there for a couple seconds. But that was more than enough time for the instruments of the scientists to capture it.
So, what you're saying is, no one doubts anymore that ball lightning is really a thing.
Well, I'm sure there are some holdouts somewhere, but the scientific community's view, I should say the consensus view, is that it is real.
So if we know what this weird phenomenon is, what is it that causes it?
That is still unknown. One popular theory is that when lightning strikes the ground, it vaporizes silicates. The vapor combines with oxygen, causing it to briefly float in the air.
how exactly does this theory explain a sphere of lightning appearing inside an airplane? After all, silicates are found in the ground, not in airplanes.
Well, it doesn't. There is still much that is completely unknown. Some have speculated that, besides silicates, lightning can also vaporize other materials, even metals, but in the end, we're just not sure. However, what we do know is that ball lightning truly does exist.
Fascinating, fascinating stuff. This is one of the very rare times on our show when we are in agreement about the undisputed existence of a strange phenomenon. So there you have it, ball lightning is really a thing. And that does it for this edition of What is True. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.